surprise! Welcome to another Cuddlist Chronicles, and I will talk about what I've been learning around touch and the American experience, I guess. So, hi, I'm Janet Trevino. I live in San Antonio, Texas, and I do professional touch, therapeutic touch, cuddling, whatever it is that my clients ask for in the Platonic realm. And this is really powerful work. So here I'm about to talk about men, you guys, the ones who watch my videos. And I'm realizing more and more that I just need to admit that I work with men for the most part. And I think that's really important because men are really the ones that really need a lot of work. I mean, like, serious. We need to take back their experience around touch. And so first, let me share with you how men are viewed when it comes to touch, right? Men can't be trusted. Especially nothing in the physical realm, right? Because we assume that they can't control themselves, that they move everything to the physical as soon as possible. Pretty much men are dogs. And this is spoken about in Mark Green's article about how the lack of touch is destroying men. And you can read that one if you Google it, you can find the fullness of that article and the ways that he talked about it. And it's true. Most of my clients are men, and those who come tell me this over and over again, that there aren't places for them to explore touch in a way that's meaningful, nurturing, platonic. And so then what happens? What's happened with men and touch? Men are, get to my notes here. Men are suspect, right? I'm sorry, touch is suspect. If men know that if they want to experience touch, that it's, people look at them suspiciously, like, well, what's your intention? What is that about? Men explore touch, that has to be very exclusive, so they can only do it within a partnership, in a relationship. They can't explore touch outside of that. And I've spoken in the past about some of my clients not being able to touch their family members or nieces and nephews because they're seen as suspect. They're seen as, like, especially if they're single. So men can only explore touch in our society within a relationship. And so if they're not in a relationship for whatever reason, they are then isolated and touch depraved. Then you see how the ways in which men explore touch is aggressive, either through sports or we see with young and old, we see bullying. And that's the way that they can engage touch, but it's in a not really positive way. If it's bullying and if it's sports, well, that's still kind of, they're not learning the intricacies of touch. That's it. So that's, again, and then we compound that to this whole thing. And then we see how in our society we've been trying to fix this problem by allowing men to experience touch with non-humans, which is with pets, with cats and dogs, and the different programs that are out there to help with our seniors and our veterans that deal with animals. But that's still not getting to really the essence of what's needed. And so in Mark Green's article, he mentions that touch is life, right? Touch as life and is necessary. And I've been doing some reading from Dr. Sue Carter, who's out of the Kinsey Institute, and she talks about now oxytocin, and I'd like to share with you the textbook stuff around oxytocin. Excuse me there. Basically, in textbooks, back in the 80s was when it was discovered. Up until 1980s, the belief in textbooks was that men did not experience oxytocin, that it was exclusively a female hormone, and that it believed that men had no effects on men. So imagine for thousands, however long we've ever known about hormones, our history books, I don't know, our medical books, probably 100 years, 200 years. Imagine what it's like to be in a culture where the benefits in the research on oxytocin don't even touch men. There wasn't a connection, and we were just seeing basically with women, with lactating, with birth, and with child raising, right? Just with women. And so if you imagine then, men don't have oxytocin. Well, they would have it, but it had no effects on them. That affects the way we view men. Again, it compounds this idea that touch is for women, but not for men. And with Dr. Sue Carter's research, she talks about how oxytocin, which comes from touch, is an antioxidant and it's an anti-inflammatory. And when there are wounds in the body, what oxytocin does, it rushes to the sites of inflammation in the body. So needing to kind of heal the body more, we need the oxytocin, we need the touch to be able to do that work. And so it is oxytocin, which comes from touch, is the core of our wellness and the core of our health. It is what makes us resilient. Touch is so important. So then going back to Mark Green's article saying touch as life, I am proposing this concept, this idea that I'm throwing out there. I'm going to show it to you now. Touch is medicine, because before it can be life, we need touch in ways in which it can be administered to each other, this is a new bumper sticker that I've created. I'm going to explore and see how it feels. I'd like you to think about it as well. Give me your feedback. How do you receive this message? Especially if this is the first time you're ever hearing of this. Touch is medicine. As we move towards the way in which touch can be life, which I completely agree with Mark Green on, touch as life. I think it's right now we're trying to create ways in our society changing the culture around men and touch. And so first, it's what I do. I administer touch in a way it's in a safe container where, again, Mark Green talks about the need for men to learn gentle, platonic touch, right? Men need to learn gentle, platonic touch, period. And there are no spaces for that. My partner, as I was sitting here thinking, like, I just need to be honest that my work is for men. Like, it is what it is. And he said, well, what about the wives? What are the wives going to say? Or, they're going to they might not like that. And I said, exactly, that's the problem. That's the problem. Because we still, even wives married to husbands, we still buy into this belief that men can't be trusted, that men can't control themselves, that men only go to the sexual. Men are dogs. Remember that beginning? This is all men are. So, like, if you entrust them to me, then that's what's going to happen. And we need to, like, redo our beliefs around men and touch, and that men can be trusted. That touch is medicine. Simple. Touch is medicine. And if they're not getting touch at home in that exclusive relationship, and they're not getting touch from their children, and they're not getting touch from their partners, and if they're not getting, at some point, they're sick. And again, what I do is I administer health. I administer touch and love. And the empowering thing about Cuddlist, what I love about Cuddlist, is that everything that is received by my clients is asked for. They ask for that touch. They ask for specific things. So then they're building into that culture of asking for it. And it's medicine. I keep thinking again and again, how that works. So look at that article, Google that article that's called The Lack of Touch is Destroying Men. Read it if you're interested more in Mark Green's stuff. And of course, that link there, Reclaiming Manhood, I believe, or Re-something Manhood. Click there. It's all his stuff around men and emotions and touch. Come to Cuddlist.com for a touch session. Man or woman, either works great, but it's really great for men who need to relearn or need to learn for the first time how to receive gentle, platonic touch. And let's create a culture where men are comfortable with asking for touch and experiencing touch in their way. So I think that's it. Thank you all for watching. And all you people out there who need kisses and touch, I'm here. Take care.